poison.
You're probably wondering why I'm dressed like a news reporter, and you're not wrong. Your newscasters don't have their bedrooms behind them? You know what? You're right. This is so unprofessional. Because the living room is so much more professional. I agree. Anyway, enough of me trying to appeal to a sense of professionalism. Just look at me. I am so professional. You know what? At least this isn't an advertisement. Now, let's get down to business. The reason I'm here today. Oh yes, it's so coincidental that my arm just happens to be resting on this Mont Blanc perfume kit. Ooh, so this is the real reason we're here today, to review it. To me, the packaging looks like it's appealed to like people in their 20s or 30s because it's so pink, you know? So pink and girly, but at the same time, it doesn't look like it's for a teenager or like someone above 40. Still doable, but even they called it Lady Mont Blanc Emblem. So just this box and how ladylike it looks and is marketed, it looks to me like perfect disguise to murder someone. I mean, just look at it. It's so delicate and intricate, and yeah, you wouldn't assume like, oh, this will be used as poison. But if you've watched a bit of the show Versailles, I don't know if I've been watching too much Versailles, but you know, to me, it looks like the perfect potion. This really interested me and led me down the rabbit hole of Google, and it helped me realize that there was actually a woman who helped over 600 women murder their husbands during the Renaissance period. Her name was Giulia Tofana. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering the pronunciation. I don't know if it's a Giulia or Giulia Tofana. According to an article online, Tofana made it her mission and her business to help aspiring widows, it's a funny term, murder their husbands. During the Renaissance era, arranged marriages were just the norm and people just couldn't divorce. So the only way out of an unhappy marriage was to murder. But obviously you couldn't murder if like you stabbed someone, you could go to jail with that. But poison was much more obscure, you know, it's easier not to get caught. Obviously, since she helped 600 women do it. But this badass or psycho lady, if you know, depending how you look at it, was eventually caught because of a bowl of soup, out of all things. Soup! This was all because one client just got cold feet about murdering her husband. You know, a little too late after buying the poison, in my opinion. But okay, she kind of reminds me of like, you know, that girl in school when let's say everyone's cheating and she's also cheating, but after she cheats, she goes and tells the teacher, hey sir, even Mozart on his deathbed said that he was poisoned with Aqua Tofana. So this is a very popular poison, and even like, don't know if this is true, is it not that he was poisoned, but or he's being facetious, but that's what was said. As for the actual smell, let's try it out. I don't know, I can see some people liking it, to be honest, because it does have like a sophisticated smell to it. It's just not for me because, I don't know, it smells a bit stuffy. I don't know. I usually like fruity smells, or I like smells that smell fresh, like soap, and then have a little bit of fruit accents to them, like the Emporio Armani, Because I Love You, you know, and I mix it in with my hair spray, which smells like raspberries. And yeah, I just like fresh smells. But this one was a bit too stuffy, and it, I don't know, it smelled a bit synthetic to me. But I can see like some people liking it. Anyway, if you watch Versailles, let me know down below. I really liked that show, but I did not like main character Louis at all. You know, to me, it just seemed like I was waiting for his brother to murder him, and so that he can become the king. Okay, my brother's dancing outside, distracting me a little teensy bit, but that's okay. And I know it's very historically inaccurate because, you know, I read up a bit about it, but I still wanted him to kill him. And I, you know, my logic was like, okay, this is a remake. You know, usually they're not very historically accurate, but that would have been a big difference. But still, I was hoping like, yes, kill him, kill him, kill him. But he didn't. But anyway, that's where I started thinking, oh yes, this looks like the perfect perfume box. And I finally understood that book, Perfume, you know, about the serial killer who put them in a perfume. I never read it, but it was suggested when we were in school. Yeah, and it freaked me out. Anyway, does anybody else hate Louis also? And you know, I don't know if it's about me, they've just put way too many like sex scenes in the show. And I'm not a prude, but it's like, I feel like they just did it sometimes to fill gaps. Like there was no reason for it. It was just like, how many nipples can we show now? You know, and it was just a bit too much. And just as I was starting to get invested in the characters, the show was over, you know? I don't know, I really want it renewed. Did you like it? Do you want it renewed? I really liked, even though to me, all the characters, they weren't all morally correct, or they weren't on what many people would call the correct path, but each of them, to me, had like some redeeming quality that just drew me to them. You know, their explanations for why they did what they do. In many cases, if you take it, you can find compassion for them, especially given the time period. Maybe back then, murder was the only way out of certain things, where we have a court or a justice room or laws and rights for protection. Back then, there wasn't. So although I am totally against murder, I can kind of see why people in that situation back then would do it. Well, I don't know if I was in that time period, and if I was married to someone who I didn't want, would I murder them? I don't think so. I would like to hope and say that I wouldn't. But if I was getting beat up every day and there's no way out, the only thing I could think of is either to run away, kill myself, or kill the person. But I don't know. Given my personality, I assume I would just kill myself, or I would run away, and if it didn't work, then I'd try to kill myself. But I don't know. Now, anyway, we're supposed to be here about the perfume, and I just got sidetracked because, you know, I just literally, in like a week, I streamed all Versailles. When it comes to the actual perfume, so the real perfume, minus forget all the murder and stuff, I think the packaging is really cute. It's really delicate. And, you know, like when the perfume is done, this is one of the perfumes I would keep on display because it's pretty, you know? There's no way around denying that this flower and the way it's done, it's just so delicate and it looks so clean, you know? That's what I like about it. It does look clean, but the smell was just not my taste. But I'm sure, like, I have aunts and my mom would love it actually. So yeah, it does have a beautiful smell, but to me, it just doesn't smell fresh. I like to smell like summer, even in winter. That's just my taste. But oh my lord, the cream, and also packaging came with the cream, and this I'm in love with because it smells a bit like flowers. It has a flowery smell, and when you rub it, and I'm really needing cream these days because of first of all, it's so cold, so my hands are getting blood blisters and stuff, and on top, all the hand sanitizer I'm using is just making my hands crack, and it's horrible. So I really need these creams. But this hand cream, I shit you not. It smells so good. So I will even put this all over my body after showering, because it's not just hand cream, I think. No, it's a perfumed body lotion. So their body lotion, it just gives you like the touch of between soap and being scented that I like, you know? So it's not totally smelling like soap or detergent, but at the same time, it does have a knack for perfume, which I find pretty cool. So overall, I don't think I would use the perfume at this point in my life, But I could see maybe when I got a bit older, I would like that if my taste for smell matured. But for now, I like the fruity smells. But for people who like that, you know, like a more mature smell, I think they would love it. It's not repulsive, you know, it's not like too strong where someone's walking, you smell them from a mile away. I like when people, you know, they sniff and they're like, oh, what does that smell like? Is that raspberries? And it's usually me. But yeah, to me, I don't know. To me, smell is very important. Like I always take good care with how I smell because I think I'm very sensitive to smells. I can like directly when I smell something foul or something I don't like, it directly bothers me and my stomach hurts. But also I could be one of those people, you know, people that hate perfumes would hate me. They'd probably get an allergic reaction as I pass on by. But hey, that's okay. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. And tell me, do you want to save Versailles or do you think it's time for it to go? And as for perfumes, I love Emporio Armani Because I Love You, but currently where I live, it's kind of been canceled, so I've been stuck in this position where I don't know which perfume to use. So if you could recommend some smells that are fruity, like I like a fruity smell that is a fruity smell but that still smells so clean and soft. Don't like that very strong, overwhelming smell.
Please subscribe and hit that like button and the notification bell somewhere on the screen.